Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? I just wanted to come on tonight to address a few things that have happened this past couple of days. This morning, as you all seen, I went live as Officer Satterfield came and served me with more papers, and we'll get to those papers pretty soon. So I hope you all stay tuned. I hope you all let the people know that are hiding, that don't want to answer us, that are avoiding these serious questions, these serious allegations. It has to make you wonder why our leaders are fighting so hard against me, my voice. That is my weapon. I have no guns, I have no knives, I have nothing but my voice. And they're working really hard to silence me. My family is paying for all of this because these leaders don't want to be truthful, don't want to be honest about their past. So I am. So I hope you're all listening, because you all have pushed my rights to just no return. I have literally zero rights. You all are serving me with papers from judges that have no business signing my paperwork. Kleinkohl, Kaneswa, Dahl, what's the other one's name? Mendoza, whoever you are, you have no right to sign my paperwork. Why? Why? You want to know why? Because, here on my reservation, this book runs our life. If we were following it, none of this right now would be happening if we were following and abiding our laws, okay? In this book here, it talks about 217 disqualifications of a judge. Friday, I told you all what happened in my hearing. Through that hearing alone, it disqualified every judge in that court, in my Mescalero Apache tribal court. I have no rights there. My voice was not heard. My opinion and my thoughts did not matter. Everything I had there to support these slanderous accusations put forth by these people is a lie. I wasn't even allowed to defend myself. So knowing these two that were served to me, I don't know why they served them to me. You should have just gave me the order saying, here, this is what it's going to be, and these are what's going to happen, because we're now running our communist reservation like this, and this is how it's going to be. You all don't have rights. You all don't have rights is what they're saying, okay? This is what our leaders are saying. All of them. Shame on you all. I'll address each of you tonight. So I hope all of you are listening, including the birthday boy. All of you that have put these ridiculous restraining orders on me, these illegal restraining orders. Do you hear that? These illegal restraining orders. I'm going to tell you why they're illegal. Because each of these three idiots, okay, each of them are public figures. Public figures. They are held to these standards. They are to answer. But they don't want to, because they have too much to hide. And Gabe's, these little ass kissers that like to post things all over. It shows who they are. If you read their post, you'll see who she is. These bonds between parents are really strong for some people, and it shows in those posts, and that's fine. All their posts just helps me remember the things that I didn't point out, okay? So all these three people that are violating my rights, every day violating my rights, your rights, literally your rights, and you all just keep ignoring it. They put themselves in that position where they are supposed to answer to these things. And yes, there is no separation of power. That is done. There is none. It's just completely out the book, out of this world, how our tribe is being run. How our tribe is being run. And I'm going to tell you who it's being run by here in a little bit. We're going to get to this. Because if I'm going to be charged with all this lying, this slanderous things, then I'm gonna go all out. And we're going to put a big slander out there, I guess. Because y'all don't want to prove me wrong. None of you have proven anything. You just have these illegal papers served to me and my family. No. They have no business holding any right to sit up there and tell us what to do with our lives. None. This morning I wanted to come on, but somebody sent me a link and said, listen to this. Listen to these two candidates that were running for election at one time. It's on a podcast. So I went on, and man, I was not aware that we had a podcast on our reservation, the Writing on the Wall podcast with Chris Frizzell and Blue Shendo. It is really neat. I have to say, I really did enjoy it. I really thought that was just too cool. It really was. You guys need to go because they interview a lot of interesting people. And these are actually these people's words from themselves. They gave them a platform to explain what they feel, their goals. So you all need to go on to this podcast, Writing the Wall with Chris Frizzell and Blue Shendo. A while back, he interviewed Ardina Orozco. Ardina, this lady, you all better go on and watch this. This lady's got her shit together. She's got it. She's got it. She spoke. Oh my God. She spoke of these great plans for our people. We just got to get her the right leadership because she wants to go above and beyond. Oh my gosh, Ardina, I'm serious. You're sitting in the wrong seat, lady. You're sitting in the wrong seat. And I know I questioned you the other day, and we're still waiting for that answer. However, you all need to go on to this podcast and listen to Mrs. Orozco's words because she's got it. She's looking for our people. She's looking for the interests of our people. The ends money paid for that equipment. I have no doubt they did. But again, it'll have to be proven. Prove me wrong, and none of them want to prove us wrong. So we're just going to leave that one there. We're going to go back to, how great this podcast was for Mrs. Orozco. She's got it. This lady has strategy. She knows what she's doing, okay? We have the wrong people sitting in those seats. She talked about 7 generations. Go listen to this lady because it's moving. It's moving. She really puts hope back in you for our council. It just really makes you think that there's hope for our council because Mrs. Orozco just needs the right support for us to get her up there to do all these things. You got to be that squeaky wheel, she says. She refers to it a lot. And she's right. She's so right. I would really, really like for you all to go listen because she explains a lot about our grants and how they work. She says she's very passionate about all the programs she brings to the reservation. And none of her programs are run with tribal money. She brings this money to the tribe, okay? And we get a percent of that. She brings it, okay? She's very ethical with grants she applies for. She will not apply for one if she does not know the feel. Did you hear that? Did you hear? These are her words. That's powerful. She will not do this if she does not know the feel. If that is not her feel, she will not do it. But she will help others if they want to and if that is their feel. She even said, I am not a counselor, so if somebody wants me to help them with a grant for counseling or anything involved in it. I don't feel comfortable doing it, but I will help them. Man, Ardina, you better start talking to your council members and telling them that this is how they need to think. You talked about, let me see, man, change your mindset. That stuck. Change your mindset. And this lady has every right to say this, you know, to say change your mindset, because she has literally lived every mindset. She has changed through every situation, okay? So listen to this podcast, because I just couldn't get over how well and how much this woman wants to do for our people. Ardina Orozco, advocate for the community, they named her. No agenda on her campaign at that time, but to help her tribe. Go listen to her podcast. Let's see, she talks about, okay. They asked her, when you go, if you get into office, what happens to your department? This lady has trained all of her staff so that when she moves on from that position, they can take over. They don't need to bring her back and train someone else. She's already done that. She's already thought ahead and done that. And not just one of them, all of them. Don't you think that's crazy? That's just crazy. Okay, now this really surprised me. She didn't run for council until she truly knew she was ready, and she talked to her family about it. This isn't just someone who just went in there and said, I'm just going to get this and that. So you just need to, you know, speak up about the things we asked and move forward, because, man, you got it here, Ardina. You got what it takes to lead us into great things. Great things. You just have the wrong people in front of you, you know. I don't know how you feel about me addressing you, how you all feel about that, but this is just, you know, these are just my thoughts, my rights to just voice my opinion. Even the host of the podcast said this perspective is so powerful, and it is. It really is. We all need to start thinking like that, because she had such great things to share with us. Such great things to share. There was also another podcast, I believe, right before her, Mr. Danny Bruinger. Danny talked about a lot of things as well. Let's see. He talked about the 638 contracts, BIA, IHS, and grants, our federal funding, other sources, the large percentage that comes from those sources, as well as from IMG. Strategic planning to maintain employment for tribal members. 2 to 3 years ago, 600 to 700 tribal members at all three of the entities. That's pretty good. I mean, he's not even, like, he was not even in office then, but he was updating us. Now, I don't know all about Danny, but, I mean, Danny talked about a lot of things on here. Let's see. We are hearing from our leadership, and we appreciate the COVID updates, but technology exists and is proven through Gabe's periodic COVID updates. Now, these are Danny's words, okay? And there might be a few words wrong, but, I mean, you can go watch it yourself. I'm just kind of repeating some of the stuff I heard on this from these people. And Mr. Bruinger says, we have the technology to prove this, okay? His periodic COVID-19 updates. Why can't we have a general meeting broadcast on Facebook? There's ways of setting it up for tribal members to have passwords or software for that, so we could do things like that. The older members that can't and don't know how to access that, we could do that. He wants to make sure that he brought transparency and helps open us up to these meetings to see what's going on. That way it wouldn't be leading to rumors or misleading information or all of this stuff that we're just fighting with now. If our leaders would have just considered us, even in just the slightest bit, this wouldn't be happening. But they cannot face us in person. It's just insane to me. Mr. Bruinger discussed housing on a great level. He discussed the struggles of making changes and amending our Constitution, but yet it was done so easily without an electoral vote or even our input. Nothing. Okay. So, housing, he talked about going in and trying to work and see if we could use some of this COVID money to get some emergency housing for these people, because we don't understand how COVID is supposed to be, you know, kept to a minimum if we have hundreds of kids and people in one home. I mean, we have other tribes using this money for homes. Again, it's just the leaders. We just got to get these leaders out. But hopefully after this, we can make some movements, okay? Because tonight, I'm putting it all on the line. I'm sure by the time I get from here to home, there'll be BIA waiting for me. Because they're going to say that I violated these stupid papers, these illegal papers they gave me. And I'm ready to fight for that. Because I did not. I did not. Mr. Bruinger talks about marijuana. He talks about MMIW. Mr. Bruinger, what happened to all of that? What happened to all of that? I just think it's crazy. Like, we have all this that you said, but it's not being done. Update us, you all. Talk to your people. Because I'm not the only one, and you all are trying so hard to stop me and to shut me up, but I'm not. Because I am literally doing my right, it's my right, you all. It's my right. It's all of your right to do this. All of you, okay? My mother was really upset today. My mother was upset because I was upset, okay? What makes me upset is that this joke here, these jokes, continue to do this. But the one that surprised me, and I don't know why, was my bio. You know, all these years, the blame was put on my mother for everything that didn't happen for me in my life. He never took responsibility for all of the lack of responsibility he even attempted to do. None of it, okay? So yeah, I was really upset to see my mother upset over it, and I thought, Mom, and I read this, and it said that, you know, my mother had texted, and I said, why would you text this man? As I said before, these two leaders, I hope you all are listening. You cannot love or care for your people if you cannot love and care for your own children. So my mother, I hope, understands how strong she is. This woman raised me alone, financially, from this rich man, emotionally, physically, and she didn't do it alone. I mean, don't get me wrong, but she did most of it alone. No help from this man here. Walks around with his head all high, but nope. Even when I turned 18, I thought, oh, he's always blamed my mom. Let me go see if he wants a relationship now. No, Ask him my kids' names. Ask him their ages, anything. Ask him my name, my age. So I hope you understand, Mother, that there is no reason for you to feel bad when you were mother and father all in one person with your income. You fought hard to take care of me. Not him, you. So I hope you know that. It takes a real man to raise children. And you did it, Mother. You did it. My mother raised me. She did the woman's part and the man's part alone. So don't you ever let this person make you feel like you didn't do good, Mother. Ever. Ever. Okay? Because here in a second, I'm going to tell you about all these people and why they have no right to make you feel bad or to even make me care. Gabe and Eddie, all of you, Tyner, I hope you're all watching. Nelva, you all better be freaking watching. Because you all will not violate my rights and have me sit quiet. No. Gabe, you've done enough to me. How dare you give me this? Eddie, how dare you give me this? I just thought that was just a bunch of horse shit. As he would say, horse shit. Have y'all ever talked to Eddie? Heard him talk? That's how he talks like that. He's going to tell you right there, why'd you mention my name right there? It's the only thing I know about that man. Okay? Shame on you, Eddie. If you have nothing to hide, then you should have spoke up. Not spoke against what is right, genius. Here's my orders, okay? I'm going to read you what Officer Satterfield had to do because it was his job. I'm told it is their job. Conservation BIA has to work for these people. BIA, I hope you're listening. When you come to my house, or if you go there right now, I'm not there yet, okay? When you come, knock on my door. Don't kick it open because I have babies. Knock on my door and I'll come out. I'm not home yet, but I'm sure when I get there, you all will be waiting. Don't be disrespectful to my babies for these criminals. Eddie served me with a temporary restraining order. I believe it's supposed to be in effect, I guess, immediately. I'm not too sure how this works because these aren't my laws, these are theirs. I'm not sure what's exactly going on with these because these laws aren't in my code. All this stuff they're giving me, it's not in my code. So I'm not sure how to treat these. This man, this judge right here, I don't even know the name. Can you all see that? You know, Judge Dahl, that idiot lady, that stupid one who likes to stop people. See that one? She at least types her name under it so we can see that that's the dumb person signing it. But this one did not put his name. And it doesn't matter because all of these judges, have heard my case before my trial. How is that right? How is that fair to me? Where are my rights? When are my rights considered? They're not going to be. So we got to go above and beyond and get people down here to see that our rights are being violated. So all the wheels that are in motion, we just got to keep oiling those squeaky wheels, okay? Be that squeaky wheel. Be that oil to get it going, okay? Be that. The hiring of these judges, as many judges as they want, well, that's where this comes in. That right there, that illegal code, that's where this came in, okay? They violate my rights by signing this. Chief Mendoza, or Judge Mendoza, whatever, if you sign this, you as well. Because I know you've discussed my case with Judge Dahl. All of you have. It's been confirmed. You have cameras. You have cameras in your court. That's all you need. You have cameras in your court. Pull them. I asked Friday in my hearing if we could pull those. I asked Friday to dismiss because I don't know who this person is here on this paper, but you went ahead and went on with the proceeding. Now let's go ahead and read this one from my bio. Eddie Martinez, the complaint in this case against Valerie Espinosa, his child. I have been the subject, should I read it in his voice, of her Facebook in the last week, and also she came to my place of employment today looking for me, and her mom also. That's not true. That's not true. I went to my inn looking for you. My mother sat outside. She never stepped off the vehicle. There's cameras at the inn, you all. Also came to the Inn of Mountain Gods to my meeting again, looking for me and the president. I would like all of this to stop. So would we, Eddie. So would we. We'd like answers. We'd like answers. And for once in your life, you should try to answer one of them. You're messing with your child here. You have no idea who your child is, I guess. No idea. I can't even tell you. Tell Gabe, because you don't know me. You don't know me. I know my rights, Eddie. Do you? Because I voted for you. And you don't know your own rights or mine. You see this name here? Our great leader who put himself in that position. Now this one, he's, let me read you his writing. Okay, this is what happens when Nelva or his secretary don't type out his reports and he has to do it himself. Uncle can't write out his reports and sister can't proofread them, you know. This is what happens. Listen. Gabe Aguilar versus me, Valerie Espinosa. Valerie Espinosa has been posting harassing Miss Lee, and false information about me on her social media page. These comments are false, harassing, and now I have become fearful of my safety and are the public viewed. Okay? I'm reading just his words, okay? I'm not changing anything. If you want, I'll hold it up for you all. Okay. She has admitted to drug use and on her social media page has made a threat to the tribal government. Y'all better answer me right now. You see how threatening I am? I want answers. You better prove me wrong right now. Listen, her and her mom, Holly Peso, have made verbal threats towards me and my family. I am requesting, I don't know if that's period or a civil complaint. It looks like a period. I am request a restraining order to stop harassment. I'm so embarrassed right now to say that you're my president. I'm so embarrassed to say you're my leader. You have no idea. Okay, numerous false, misleading information about me. It just goes on, you all. And then this is also signed, I believe, by Mendoza. And it really doesn't matter who signed it because they're all illegal. They're all illegal. BIA coming to pick me up and arrest me for this ex parte. These are all illegal documents. You all need to understand that. The judges that signed these have no business hearing my case, and I've requested new judges. How? How are you all just going to completely ignore my rights? I'm going to tell you why Gabe is fighting so hard to shut me up. Are you ready, Gabe? Are you guys ready? Because this is really hard for me. And it really pisses me off that I have to go to this extent. But Mr. Aguilar has tried to shut me up far too long. I have given this man my full support. and told him, please don't mess up, Robert. You know, you're our age. We have faith in you. This man has had the nerve to sit there and ask me about my ex-husband, how he's doing, and da-da-da. I was with my ex-husband for 10 years. Literally almost 10 years of pure hell. Pure hell. You all want to know Psycho? Come over, I'll tell you all about it. Have any of you ever had a date rape drug? Have any of you ever been raped? Sodomized? I have not been with my ex-husband. Gosh, let me see. I left him in 07, 08, maybe 07. It's been that long. And it has taken me this long to finally feel normal, you know, not afraid of him. This past, let me see, last March, I spoke with him on the phone, and never have I been able to be civil to this person. I've always had the hardest time talking to him and just being civil, because he always got his way in that court, supervised visits, even though he shouldn't have, even though he failed those visits. He always got his way. I'm sure some of you remember seeing me back then. My life was a lot different back then. You know, I lived very different, very secretive. I hid a lot, and I prayed a lot. My church told me that if I prayed and prayed for this man, he would change and someday love me and never hurt me again. That never happened. It never happened. I saved myself, okay? A long time ago, this man did things to me that I didn't understand how he was able to do. Until I was told not too long ago to go ask Mr. Aguilar why he went to the military. All of you sitting there supporting this concert coming up, not even realizing the immense MMIW struggle we have right now. And then I keep thinking, who brought this person to our casino? It had to be Gabe. Gabe, you better have them ready, because my husband, my ex-husband, Daverson, you know, he's gone. Rest his soul, you know, rest in peace. We've settled that. We've done our thing here. It took me a long time, and I can't say to this day if I forgave him. But I did move on a little, you know. I was able to move on and start living normal. But when you wake up after being drugged, and then after all these years finding out who the people were that were actually passing that drug around, you better believe I'm furious. You better believe a light bulb just went off in my head. Robert Aguilar, you better start answering what you did, because now you're throwing me in jail for speaking up to something that happened to me because of something you passed around and something you're very familiar with. His wife is a victim's advocate. Mrs. Aguilar, go see Mr. Frizzell's first wife. Go see all those people I named the other night. And tell me you feel comfortable being a victim's advocate living in that home. I hope that all of you that have said you support me start to speak up, because you know I'm not going to be able to. I'm sure that by the time I get home, I'll have BIA waiting for me, because Mr. Aguilar cannot keep sitting there on that chair, and you council members can't keep ignoring what we put in front of you, what we ask, what is your duty to do. Mr. Bruinger talked about how important and how powerful these 8 council members are. If they're not that powerful and they're not using their power to do right, then it's because they're doing wrong, or they're too afraid to stand up against the ones that are. Mr. Aguilar, you go ahead and you come and you prove me wrong. But you better remember that everything I do from here on out will be recorded, including my arrest, where I will inform everybody of our great leader and his choices to go to the military. Our victim's advocate can now truly understand what I mean. I don't know how you could even dare sit there and do this to me, Robert. BIA, I will be home shortly. You knock on my door, I'll open my door for you. You all are already disrespecting me by violating my rights and allowing this person to sit there. So you respect my baby's rights. And you knock on my door and don't break it down. I'll come right out. I have no reason to hide from any of you. I'm speaking up against you criminals with these backgrounds. These backgrounds that I have proof for. You see this, all this? This is all their records right here, ready to go for anybody to look at. The expungements, the criminal felonies for their possession of narcotics, their cocaine, all of it is here. All of it is here. But I'm the one going to jail. So you all stay tuned to my YouTube channel, because regardless of where I am, that'll keep going. There's a lot left to be loaded and to finish. I am not done. All of you stand up for your rights. Don't allow them to throw you in jail. It's blatantly in our face, these violations to our people, to us every day. And we're just allowing these criminals to put their foot on top of us and push us down. These disgusting men who have no business doing this to me. But as I say, you cannot love your own children. You cannot love your people. So I'll be live when I get home. And when BIA gets there, whenever, I'll be live to see, so you all can watch. Member Mescalero Apache Strong, one of Gabe's biggest supporters, said that the other day, made a big light bulb go off in my head. Yes, every day is a good day to be Mescalero Apache Strong. Don't forget that. We have Apache blood running through us. Geronimo got us this far. He fought really hard for us. Wendell provided for us for years. Made sure when he left, he had things for us in place, but it didn't last. We had too many people that seen green. So y'all stand up and fight, because I'm not done. I will fight and fight and fight until these 3 are finally gone. All of them just start leaving. Judge Dahl, she has no business here. Did you all see what she did tonight? She attacked a woman, an Apache woman, and her children. She chased her down the highway, trying to abuse her power again, abusing her power. No jurisdiction. Sitting over here in Ruidoso with no jurisdiction, still thinking she has the tribal power behind her. You're such an idiot, Judge Dahl. Go home. You council members, stand up to these crooks and make them leave. It's your job. Ardina, you're sitting in the wrong seat. You're the secretary. You better speak up and tell them to leave. It's your job. It says it in this book. I go over this book with you all the time. I read this book. This is ours, you all. This is what we are having violated every day. And you 8 council members can't keep letting it happen. You cannot be that afraid of Gabe. This lying, deceitful Christian. You shouldn't be afraid of him. Eddie, don't even worry. It's nothing. You all said it yourself. And Tyner. Man, Tyner made sure that nobody spoke in that court, because then he would have had to prove me wrong, and he can't. And he can't. Corruption, you all. Violating our rights. I'll be live here in a little bit when I get home. BIA, you hear? I'll be home in a little bit. Gabe, Robin, y'all send them over right away. Let's get these squeaky wheels oiled up and going. That's what I need. Apache Strong. Mescalero Apache Strong. Thank you all. I'll see you all soon.